People, I remember when I was in campus. Hey, if my mom hears this, she'll kill me. I remember when I was in campus, I used to hang out at my boyfriend's place a lot. And my friends could ask me, "Ay, guy, Kosana." Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Dan Jerry. Please karibu sana to my channel. On here we talk about lifestyle, we talk about relationships, we talk about style, we talk about fashion and all things humankind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so today we're talking about 10 things that relationships have taught me. This is both current and exes. You know what I'm saying? The things that I have learned from the people I've been with, okay? And I pray that this will help you. I don't know, this will be a conversation that we can have as we progress. It's so crazy because I had already done my notes, but it was so crazy to see that even TMI was doing the same thing. So I was super excited to share this. I haven't watched the video yet because I didn't want to impair my judgment or actually say the things that they like almost say everything because I know there's a lot of things that I would resonate with them. So I decided to just do this episode first and then I'll go watch it. And then you guys, we can have the conversation right here. I am easy, busy, wheezy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm just gonna dive right into the video so that we can do this. Okay, so number one is that start how you want to finish. I know, I and I remember that if you don't start if you don't start how you want to finish, it's going to be a problem because if you don't address communication the first time you meet, if you don't address disrespect and your boundaries and things like those, although sometimes boundaries are communicated when they have been crossed. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't know that was something that would bug you, but soon as somebody did it, you are not comfortable with it. You understand? And that's what boundaries are about. So I think you need to start how you want to finish. Like this is just to say that if you need to be communicated to every second, every minute, if you need to be reassured every minute, every second, communicate that to your partner. Because you know what? As time progresses, these are the same issues that you will be addressing in your relationship. Okay. If you like your doors opened, please be sure to teach your man that at the beginning of the relationship because if you do not teach them that, catching up years later, you won't have like you won't even have grounds to be mad about it. And I feel like that is something that we should really take into account, right? So number one, start how you want to finish. Okay, point number two is that healing can only happen to you. You're on the driver's seat. Exactly. Oh my God. And this will actually reciprocate, will replicate in the situations around you. You remember how this was on my IG stories. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I am Dan Jerry. I am Dan Jerry, Jerry with a Y. Okay. Just be sure to follow me, shout me out, send me a DM. Feel free. Enjoy. Okay, yeah. So, what was I saying? I was saying that healing can only happen to you and that you are seated in the driver's seat. Okay, because if I'm learning to forgive, that's one way of healing, right? If I'm learning to forgive, I cannot ask my partner to learn to forgive for me. You understand? And I cannot get angry if they are not in the same headspace as me. You know what I'm saying? And healing is so important, such that it's such a personal journey. And I think this is what I really meant to say, that healing is a personal journey. Nobody can do it for you. You see how they say salvation is for you. It's not for your mom or your brother or your uncle or your dad. No, it's not. It's for yourself. The same way healing is, that if I'm healing from that wound, from my trust issues, from not maybe being able to be such a forgiver, it's something that you have to deal with yourself, and you cannot be mad at your partner for not like healing the same way you heal, because we all have ways in which we heal. And that is also very important, by the way, because if you're healing, it doesn't mean your partner is healing in another way. Yeah, over time, your energies will match, especially if you guys are a twin flame, yin and yang kind of thing. You guys will come into synchronicity of that part of your life. But you cannot expect, like, because I'm learning this particular thing, I want my partner to learn about it as well. No, that's how I was, and I feel like this was brought about by how I grew up. Some things were really imposed on me that I didn't understand what they were about. I had to do them without questioning, and that really has turned me into someone who can really coerce things on people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and oh my god, I just explained the whole concept. I hope you're still with me. I hope you're still with me. Yeah. So basically, you're on the driver's seat of your healing journey. Whether you stray, you go to the grass, you get off the tarmac, that's absolutely on you. That's on you, my darling. That's on you and not your partner. Okay? Great. So the other thing is that communication really saves you from, I mean, communication is very important. And this point said, communication saves you from guessing and concluding. It does. Because, for example, let's say I was supposed to meet with my friend, okay? And then I do not communicate. The D-Day comes, she gets ready and goes to Tao. Let's say that's where we said we're gonna meet, because none of my friends live where I live. So we always have to meet in Tao, and she gets to Tao, she's chilling, she calls me. I'm not speaking, I'm not saying anything, and she's gotten ready already. And to somebody, for example, I'm just scared. Okay, I'm just scared of texting my friend Kumwambia, babe, I will not make it. Can we reschedule and do this and this and this? Because we know that will break her heart, because you have just found out that day. That's very annoying. Let's be honest. If you're scared of, like, just speaking out your heart, then why are you in a relationship with this person, to be honest? If you cannot, like, tell them as it is. I know we have different friends, we have different relationships with different other people. And by the way, when I meant relationships, but there is cuts across. It's not only for romantic partners, this is also from my friendships, because you guys know how I value my friendships, my current friendships at the moment. And I really value them because they bring so much value to me as well. You know what I'm saying? Okay, great. So I was talking about communication, you know. So your friend in Tao, rather my friend in Tao, would be there thinking, aki udem hata haja communicate, hajaniongelesha, nampigia simu ashiki, hata sijui nini baya. Someone is now even panicking, maybe something happened to you, because you don't, like, you always show up unless you don't, and then that's when you communicate. And this particular day, you just decided you're not going to communicate. And you can imagine the emotions that this person is going through akiwa Tao. That's all I'm saying. Please be a communicator, because sometimes it's not about being monitored. Sometimes it's not about being, I don't know, being a controlling human being. No, you just want to know for your own sanity. You understand? And I know many people argue out like, no, unanistalk, kama oh, sijui, you're being controlling. Hapana, it doesn't work like that. You decided to be in a relationship with someone, you better be honest about anything that is happening in your life. You better be honest, because if you're not honest, then what in the world? Like, what in the world? And my friend has just sent me some voice notes. I know it's gotta be juice. We always have the most amazing conversations with this person. Anywho, the other thing is, friendships are what sustain relationships, romantic relationships in this case, and even relationships with your besties. I know I have a female bestie, and the male bestie is who? My partner, things like those. But if you're not friends with your partner, Aki, hey, there are those people. I remember when I was in campus. Hey, if my mom hears this, she'll kill me. I remember when I was in campus, I used to hang out at my boyfriend's place a lot. And my friends could ask me, "Ay, guy, amkosanangi kila saa tu, like you guys, hamkosanangi juu mi siwezi kaa kwa mpoa wangu." Then they used to call, sijui alikuwa anaitwa mbebe ama tulikuwa tunamuita nani, I think tulikuwa tunamuita mbebe. Siwezi kaa kwa mbebe wangu for more than 2 days. Una understand? Ni weekend na bas. Juu nikiendelea kukaa huko tutafight. Do you know sometimes I could even go for a week. Hey, na mama yangu amelipa hostel, guy. Okay, what have I just said, guy? Anyway, yeah, so that kind of thing. That kind of thing. And friendships is what sustains relationship. Like I just said, friendships is what sustains relationship, because if I'm not friends with this person, then tutaishaje kwa hiyo nyumba? Best believe mtafight. So don't be in a relationship with someone who is not your friend. By the way, maybe that is the one thing after any of my exes can tell you. Kwa relationship yangu, I make sure we are friends. And that's why, by the way, I would break up with someone, and it would be so hard to separate from that person, because this is my friend. They were not only my boyfriend. So our relationship I could work out. But we were friends. Things like those. Yeah, it was idea could take longer. Of course, I know some of you would ask, then why did you break up then if you think your friendship was that great? It's because of, also, there are so many factors that contribute to a successful relationship. Okay, like there are so many factors, and I know people don't talk about this as much. They're always like, oh, as long as you're compatible, as long as you're like this, you're good to go. No, imagine it's a lot. So Sawa, you guys are compatible. Okay, then if you're compatible, you're going to be friends. But you get what I'm saying. There are so many factors that contribute to a successful relationship. So that's why relationships peers in ending. But when you are friends with this person, the relationship inakwanga very difficult ndo break. Like it's not easy to break such a relationship. And this person is my person. Like huu ni beshte yangu, unaweza tu mcall in the middle of the night na ata show up. Unajua, naweza kuwa tu, you understand? This is my friend and I'm talking your friend for real. Si wale wanasemanga bestie na kumbe hata si friends wa ukweli. You know what I'm saying? Things like those. Anyway, so the other thing is that conflict resolution is why many relationships fail. I know this for a fact because one of I in the relationship that I was once in is how we solved our conflict that broke us. Because everything else was fine. We were friends, like I'm telling you. We could forgive each other, but sometimes when you are involved with someone romantically, sometimes it's difficult to separate that. Yeah, yes, you are my friend, but then again, I'm involved with you romantically. Sometimes you lean over to the romanticized side of the relationship a lot more as opposed to the friendship side, especially if you're a woman like me who has tapped into her feminine energy. You know what I'm saying? So, what I'm saying is that conflict resolution is why relationships fail. Many relationships fail, not all, many. Because I remember in this particular relationship, when this person got mad, they told me all sorts of things. Like I'm talking from the things that I told him in secret, the things that are so confidential, those below the belt kind of blows. That's exactly how he fought in the relationship. And that is the worst thing, to be honest, you can ever do to a human being. This person told you this in confidence, and then that's the same thing unaenda kumtusi nayo. Like what? Like, are you stupid? You understand? So this person used to fight like that. So you can imagine, for someone who has a completely different value, my value is, make sure that this what I've told you, you can never insult me with it. Because that only means unanidharau because of that. And you even judge me. Like it's so, I cannot deal. Siwezi ishi na mtu ananitreat hivyo. Aki siwezi. Because that's madharau. Eh, hiyo ni kazi mingi sana. To me, I could not live with someone like that. Because I am so respectful in how I deal with arguments. Hata unitusi aje, you should know I will not be the one to just insult you with things that you told me in secret. I dare you to ask any of the friends niwahi kosana nao. Mtu ameniambia secret yake nimeweka. Ati time yenye tumekosana ndo naenda nikiambia watu. Mi sijai kuwa hiyo na sijai fanya hizo. And that is not something I would advocate. And conflict resolution is why many relationships break. Because mi na feel kila saa wewe ukijam unanitusingi hadi vitu zingine hadi aufai hata kuwa una mention kwa mdomo yako. You know what I'm saying? So if you learn how to deal with conflict in your relationship, you'll be able to come to a very you'll be able to come to a consensus, and you will be able to communicate effectively, as opposed to throwing words and insulting people left, right, and center. Kwanza wale watu wenye wanatusiananga mkijam, like, and you're a couple na nyinyi ni someone who is like, I don't get it, to be honest, ati we kwenda hata hiyo kichwa yako ni kubwa kama sijui ya nani. Aki, no, Aki, I do not respect such people, and in my circle sina watu kama hao. By the way, sina watu kama hao, never in my like, no, siwezi. Anyway, so the other thing is that threatening to leave or always running away from your problems does not help. This goes to all my avoidants in the house, avoidant attachers. Where are you? Where are you? Because this has been me for the longest time, and I know that almost all the relationships I've been into, I have threatened to leave, not once, not twice, not thrice. Even right now when I'm healed, I always threaten to leave, and I don't want that to be my trajectory, and I think writing this down made me like super aware that that is not what I want to do moving forward. You understand? So up until now, I was the one who was like, if you feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do in this relationship, Miss Taki, I'm gone. You don't need to like sitaki relationship. Like every time to fight, na run away from the conflict. Now, most of the times it's not even at this guy is is wrong. Ni misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? And you always threaten to leave, and that's such a nitabia mbaya, because one day you will leave, ama one day they will leave, because wewe umekuwa ukisema utalive, ama uende ama and that's not even good energy that you're sending to your relationship. So please do not always threaten to leave, because it also puts the other person to feel like they're walking on eggshells. Actually, they actually feel they are walking on eggshells, because anytime to kind of fight, you go, what did day mataniacha? It's not a safe place to be at. And even you, personally, even me, if someone always threatened to leave, I'd be like, yeah, I end up. But then later on, I'd be like, oh shit, ningengoja tu, like, we could have solved this amicably and that kind of thing. So when I'm mad in the relationship, when I'm mad, I like to take time apart. I'm like, hey, Apana, I cannot address this. Just let me go home and process this, and then we can talk about it tomorrow or the other day. I don't know. So yeah, so sometimes I do that, and I think it's a mature thing to do. But then in that moment, to feel like you're gonna walk away is not. It's not easy. It's a muscle that you have to build for you to be able to actually say, I'm gonna take a minute, or I need a minute, or that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we are nearing the end. Oh, okay, we are halfway done. Okay, patience and grace is required in plenty, full measure, running over, shaken together. You know what I'm saying? That's a very important point in a relationship, patience and grace. Mind you, you have not grown up together with this person, right? Hamjai grow pamoja. You're meeting this person like you are grown already. Hamkuwa watoto. You're not kids, I mean. And when you're in a relationship with this person, you don't like the way this person thinks, you don't like the way this person handles things in the relationship. What do you do? What do you do? You have to be what? Patient. You have to be patient with this person because this person wasn't brought up the way you want. So at some point, you even have to sit down, relax, calm down, and actually come up with methods and procedures and measures to be taken when something happens in that particular relationship, because now you're coming together to form new rules. And I think that, hey, in life, if you do many relationships, they can mess you up. Because imagine, let's say you've been in 15 relationships. Kila time you guys are solving, that can be a lot. Like, every in that relationship, you have to keep forming new rules. That's a lot of work, yeah. That's a lot of work. I don't even want to think about it. But yeah, all I'm saying is that you need to be gracious and you need to be patient in a relationship. And this is something that I was nilifunzwa a good one. I had to be patient because even me, when I say I'm gonna change, do I always change every second? Like every minute, nimeka even go like, oh my god, I need to change and things like those. No, nobody can know. So you need to be patient. You need to be patient, and even for yourself, it's not easy that you change. So you also need, so you give yourself patience and grace. So do that to the other person. And this is something that I am still embodying, I'm still learning, I'm still molding, I'm still modeling, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So the other thing is that we also give up too fast in relationships. Hey, millennials, mko wapi? Na Gen Z ama ni Gen Z ama ni millennials ndo wana giving up haraka kwa relationships. I feel like I feel like ni millennials because most of us grew up with very toxic parents, and we did not want that for ourselves. So anytime tunafeel ni kama hiyo relationship inaenda na ile direction yenye our parents yetu ilienda, unakuwa like, hey, hapana, mi sitaki hiyo relationship. So hao ni millennials. Hao ni millennials. We give up too fast in relationships, okay? And too fast. So I'm trying, as I talk about this, I'm trying to remember if there's any relationship I ever give up too fast. I don't think there is any that I should have kept before. I don't think there is, and I don't regret, because you know what? In a relationship, I am super. This I think this is an experience I've learned with my friends. I don't think ini mimi nimelearn from. I don't think it's one of my relationship that has taught me that. I think ni one of my friends' relationship ndio teach that. We give up too fast in relationships because, like, you gotta be patient. Tumetoka kusema you kuwe patient na ukuwe na grace kwa this person. Hebu imagine, do you know how many times we sin? Can you imagine that anytime you sin, God angekuwa anakuchapa kiboko na hiyo sky inabaki kwa skin yako? Just imagine. Just imagine how many scars you would have. You understand? So it's the same thing. Do not nini, do not do not leave your relationships. Come on, try everything that could have been tried in this world. You know what I'm saying? You should not. Don't give up too quickly, because you move on to the next grass, which you think is greener, and the problem is you have not been watering your grass. So grass yako iko healthy, lakini haina life jo hujakuwa ukimwagilia maji. So I'm looking at a plant outside. I'm trying to see it and envision it. Like, you have not been watering your grass, so imekauka, iko na nutrients, yes, ina need tu maji ndo stay alive, lakini wewe unaona ya ule inakaa green juu yeye amekuwa akimwagia maji, then you go there and then you find out that manze yote ni vanity. You should have just stayed where you are. Na unapata if this person was a nice person, ame move on, amepata msemfiti. You understand? So relationships una need to who are very patient, and you need to be very, very okay, you need to not give up quickly, because if you give up quickly, then what if this person was the one for you? Have you seen those couples who wamekuwa together for like, sema wamekuwa together for like 5 years alafu wanachana, and then 4 years later wanapatana, wanaoana, na inakuwa marriage forever forever? Unaelewa? I know sometimes we need that break. We do need it, but sometimes we also give up too quickly. Unaelewa? Yeah, so let's not give up on our relationships. Tukwe wale watu wa kupalilia. Because hata ndo mmea ifike mali inafika. My mom is a very big farmer. Akilima nyanya, she has to be patient with the mmea. She has to be patient until ifike a certain level, ndo ianze hadi kufruit, ndo ianze hadi kuflower and such and such and such. So kama yuko patient, I give up on the mmea juu ina flower tu na itoi fruits, and then months later anakuja anapata matunda imejaa hata ni kuoza inaoza. You see, like it's a complete waste of effort and energy. Don't give up on your relationships too quickly. Okay. Anyway. And then second last point, I loved to create this video. I feel like a big sister. I am so happy because these are very important lessons that had I learned earlier, I would have been a better person. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still a better person. I'm not saying I'm any less. I'm just saying that these are very important lessons that I feel like someone younger would really benefit from. You know what I'm saying? Something is biting my back. Anyway, your upbringing is the reason for your attachment style. And my rule is that do not have kids until your attachment style has been healed. You know why? Because if you are an anxious attacher, pia wewe huyo mtoto wako kuna likelihood atakuwa anxious attacher. So if you do not heal from the from the what? From your attachment style, then best believe if you're not careful, your attachment style itakuwa translated to your child. And we are trying to break generational traumas, generation. I know this is so sensitive, even as I talk about it. I'm just doing hand movements to shake off the you know what I'm saying? To shake off the icks that I'm feeling about even as I talk about this. And this to me is the reason why for a very long time I didn't even want to be a parent. By the way, have I told you that at some point in my life I never saw myself being a parent? Because I was like, I feel like mimi niko na trauma mingi sana yenye I need to heal from before I can bring up kids over here. And it felt like this healing happens forever. So when am I really gonna be present or ready to have children? You know what I'm saying? And this is life. I think we live, we learn. And me saying that our attachment style is the reason for how our upbringing is the reason for how we attach ourselves in a relationship. It's because it's very true. And I am an avoidant, and as an avoidant child, my mom was very present at some point in my life and also very absent at another point in my life. And then when I was in the relationship, I mean, when I was a kid, she wasn't as present as she should have. You know what I'm saying? And that made me an avoidant. Like I had to grow up very fast on my own. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to know, by the way, is it the same even for siblings? Cause I don't even know attachment style ya bradhangu ni gani, but I think siblings. Hey, Ebo, help me understand this. Do you think the siblings have the same attachment style? Do you think can that be the same? It depends. I don't know. That's a bone of contention. How about you leave me a comment and tell me exactly what it is that goes on with siblings. I don't know about mine. Those siblings when you mefanya attachment styles together, your tests together, please comment below. Let me know if it's the same for siblings. Like if it's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you guys have the same attachment style. And on to the last point, and this is the best point I should have said earlier that stick through to see the last point because the last point is so important, you know. And this is just put God at the center of it all. He's the author and finisher of everything, and marriage is a God concept. Like, hands down, marriage is a God concept, and He's the one who orchestrated marriage. And we cannot be married if we are not seeking God. We have to seek God so that we are able to understand what He wants with us in this relationship and in this current season, and why He's picking this partner to be mine, and why I feel so attached to this person, assuming that the people that you're with are people that you really love, and you're sure that is who God wants you to be with, okay? And it's such a God concept, and you cannot deny that. I don't know. Nyola yangu imeamua kusimama haki, guys. Anyway, yeah, and marriage is a God concept. Let's not lie to ourselves. If we do not put God at the center of our marriages, then be sure to know that itakuwa tu haitaend well, itaend tu vibaya, na God will not be happy with it. And let's put God first, and everything will be made beautiful. He has a way of making things beautiful when you put His hope in Him. All right? Fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. I really loved this video. I really enjoyed talking to you about the things that I have learned in relationships. Please, that's from my exes, from my ex best friends, from my best friends, from just everyone around me in my life. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. I really love to create this. Can I see you in the next one? Thank you so much. Karibu sana. And please subscribe, like, and share. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I would really use your help, because 1,000 subscribers will help me grow my like it will just be, oh my god, it will mean the world to me. It will mean that this content that I'm putting out is enriching to your soul, to your body, to your mind somehow. And I have to love you and leave you. Please show me some love, please, 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 please. And I will see you in the next video, okay? Mm.